Single player, button. Skirmish, single player, button. Attila the Hun, button. 1. Skip, button.
Pike seemed such a grisly trophy to be displayed in the chapel at Chennai. And yet it took me weeks before I got up the nerve to ask Father Armand why he kept it. The ancient priest stared out of the window for a long time, recalling days gone by. I was there, he said finally, at the Battle of the Catalonian Fields, fighting alongside Aegis and Theodoric the Gun. I knew there had been a battle here decades ago. Peasants still overturned skeletons and broken shields with their plows from time to time. Who was it, Father? I asked him. Who were you fighting? He turned back to regard me, paralyzing me with his old man stare. Atilla the Hun, he said. And then he told me the story. The Huns rode out from the wilderness sometime in the 370s, eager to feast on a Roman Empire weak from internal corruption and the expansion of other barbarian tribes. It was the Huns who drove many of these other barbarians before them. They were terrifying warriors from the steppes of Asia, their bodies disfigured from ritual scarring, their legs deformed from a near lifetime in the saddle. Despite their fearsome aspect, the Huns might have been little more than raiders, had it not been for the leadership of Attila. He called himself the Scourge of God. Attila and his brother Bleda led the Huns not just to raid, but to devastate Scythia and Persia.
Int, close, button. Chat M, R, C, Chat G. Chat input box, aegis. Atilla the Hun, you challenge my every decision. It is as if you seek to lead the Huns yourself. Atilla the Hun, very well. The iron boar's lair is near here. Let the one who kills this mighty beast lead our people. Atilla the Hun, this way Attila follow.
Perhaps he should not return from his boar hunt. Accidents can happen. Thanks, brother. See if you can ride ahead and flush the boar out. Attila, that boar would have
Atilla the Hun,
killed me had you
Attila,
not intervened.
that boar would have killed me had you not intervened. Atilla the Hun, pity that none will ever learn of your loyalty. Archers, attack.
Attila, coward! Fight and earn your right to rule.
It was an ambush.
Hun Tarkin, it was an ambush.
Bleda is not fit to
Atilla
rule.
tried to kill Attila. Atilla is not fit to rule. Button. Hun Tarkin, let us slay the rest of the traitors. Hun Tarkin, Atilla is no more.
He alone.
When Attila returns to camp, he alone will rule the Huns.
He will lead us to victory against
Hun Tarkin, Attila is king of the Huns. He will lead us to victory against our blood enemies. Hun Tarkin, some time ago, the Romans captured a number of Hun villagers. Atila arranged for their return, but I did not trust Atila and I do not trust the Romans. We should free them, no bargaining. Chat input box. C E S A I Y S. Chat input box. Cheesesteak Jimmy's. Chat input box. Space. Chat input box. I H D. Chat input H E E K. Backspace. J M S. Chat input box. U E A J. Back. Chat input box. Lumberjack.
Taken by Timo Orfetcher. Zeker Orfetcher. Benediction.
We raise this rope and cut to the ground.
Chat in H D Y U space backspace N I O N. Shift left. Chat input box. How do you turn this on? Chat in chat input box. Chat input box. How do you turn this on?
Taken by Motchon. Benediction. Motchon.
Chat input chat input Chat input box. Chat input box. How do you turn this on?
I will abandon the captains over to Attila. You must take them by force. Wait, I am the son of Leopoxus, a leader among my people. If you free me, you will be rewarded. We are saved. Thanks for rescuing me. We nomads should work together. Perhaps if your leader Attila will visit our village in the west, our people can make an alliance. For now, a truce.
Zeker. Zoiets. Ibu, Amr Minggu. Ibu boy. Motchen.
You would be wise to withdraw from our domain and pursue your petty conquest elsewhere, Hans. tempted our wrath.
You are victorious. Continue. Skip.
I
Button.
asked Father Armand more about this legendary Attila the Hun, whom the stories always treat as more of a monster than a man. He was a man, the priests say, but he did not look like the Romans, nor did he worship the Roman god. That was the cause of all that was to follow. Father Armand shivered, as if from the cold breeze that blew in from the chapel's open windows. Kingship among the barbarians was not by divine right or lineage, but by who had the strongest will. Attila was the strongest of the Huns, and he reinforced his position by brandishing a rusty old blade and proclaiming it to be the sword of Mars, the old Roman god of war. Attila had a custom of fiercely rolling his eyes as if he wished to enjoy the terror that he inspired. He had a power over other men, so that many chose to join him. Many foreigners joined his council, Scythians and Burgundians and Goths. It was not uncommon for Romans to do so as well. Several decades prior, the son of a prominent Roman family had been sent to the Huns as a hostage to ensure peace. The name of this warrior was Flavius Aetius, a name not soon to be forgotten.
Okay. Return to back. Button. 6. 2. Skip.
Now that the
Button.
Romans had stirred, Father Armand seemed eager to tell his tale. He explained how the Huns, like the other barbarians, had a style of warfare dramatically different from the ancient Romans or my own Franks. The Huns would charge as one group, often firing arrows as they came, and then suddenly retreat again. The nations of Europe, who were used to forming up lines and columns and even issuing challenges for personal combat, this was an aberration. They were unable to comprehend warfare in this manner. Barbarians did not conquer lands. They did not try and hold and colonize the cities they attacked. Instead, they ravaged and pillaged and took their loot back to their camps. By that time, there were two Roman empires. The government having decided that the Roman lands were simply too vast for one city to manage effectively. Attila and the Huns began a series of raids into the Eastern Empire.
Close. Button. Chat input box. R. A. G. Chat input box. Aegis. Hun soldier. The Eastern Roman Empire is fielding their army. We must hasten with our raids so that we have enough resources to train our own army. Chat input box. A. D. T. H. Chat input box. Black Death.
The Soviets had much
Hun
more
soldier.
stockpiled in
The
their
Soviets
towns.
had much food stock.
Let
Hun
us
soldier.
praise the Soviets.
Chat R. Space. N. Shift left. Hun soldier. Control B. Chat input O. N. O. D. Shift left. Chat. Chat input box. C. S. T. Space. J. M. S. Shift left. Control B. Chat Chat input. Control B. Chat input box. Chat input L. B. J. K. Shift left. Chat input box. Chat input box.
I remember this place. They took several of
Hun
our
soldier,
raiders prisoner.
I remember this place.
We must rescue our
They
Hun
took
brothers
several of
at
our
the
raiders
castle
prisoner
before they are
before.
executed.
We must rescue our Hun brothers held at the castle before they are executed.
Huns do not need houses. Let us burn these to the ground and take these villagers.
Hun soldier, Huns do not need houses. Let us burn these to the ground and take these villagers with us.
Locals speak of wild Scythians that dwell somewhere nearby. We should be cautious. Now these peasants will do our bidding. Let us find a suitable location to establish our camp.
Zeker. Amr Mindu.
Zeker?
Die Bosbaya.
Now that we have a base, we must train many riders to withstand the Roman attack and then go on the offensive.
Table. Goodbye. Very different. Very different. Very different. Goodbye. Zaza, sweetie. Very different. Very different. Very different. Very different. boy. Đi về. Tuổi trẻ.
Chat input box. Backspace. Oh, what? T. Space. Backspace. T. Space. N. Shift left. Shift left. Control V. Chat input box. How do you turn this on?
أمر مندوب.
Beaten by Zafir Barzakhchun
Soyqi. Surg'al sons. Zazukte.
Amr Mindu
Berdikçin. Berdikçin. Berdikçin. İbot boy. Đi về. Berdikçin. Berdikçin. Bosno. Kine. Zazukte.
Chat input Control V. V. Chat input control V. Chat input control V. Chat input control chat input box. Chat input box. How do you turn this on?
do not like the looks of this.
You are most foolish to trespass here. If you bring us 6 of your villagers, we will make it worth your while.
Thi mũ, thi bò sỏi, thi mẹ, mót chừng.
Timo. Zaza.
Thi bại,
Motchu. Motchu. Motchu. Zaza. Zute. Bibos. Zaza. Zute.
Amr Mindu,
Time. Zachar. Bibos oyo.
Amr Wen Wolroy, Thi Bolroy,
The gold mines of Adrianople deserve to be plundered. Let us destroy all of their mining camps. Roman gold. There is no other metal that shines as sweetly.
We thank you for these people. Your reward waits in the clearing to the north.
If we attack the Roman fort with too few soldiers, we will surely die.
Eastern Roman Empire, Huns have ransacked our fort. I fear for the future of the empire. You are victorious. Continue. Button. Skip.
The Roman
Button.
city of Nessus was erased from the earth. The Huns so devastated the place that when the Roman ambassadors passed through to meet with Attila, they had to camp outside the city on the river. The riverbanks were covered with human bones, and the stench of death was so great that no one could enter the city. Many cities of Europe would soon suffer the same fate. The ambassadors that the Romans sent to Attila concealed an assassination attempt. Somehow, Attila knew of the attempt of his life and sent the terrified assassin back to his emperor with the gold he had been paid to do the deed in a sack tied to his neck. Following such a demonstration, the Huns had no difficulty convincing the Eastern Roman Empire to stop paying them tribute, protection money to stave off the inevitable Hun invasion.
Okay. Return to back, button. AI dip 3. The walls of Constantinople, button, skip,
By
button.
this time, the Romans had considerable experience dealing with barbarians. They could civilize the raiders, to some extent, by offering them otherwise useless land on the Roman borders as a token tribute. Before Attila, his tactics seemed to be working on the Huns, who settled in the Danube River valley. All that changed when Attila assumed command. He was much more aggressive and unpredictable than the previous Hunnic kings. He demanded that the tributes from Rome be increased, and when the Romans refused, Attila made war on the Eastern Roman Empire. He marched on the great city of Constantinople, whose double walls had never fallen. Attila was done with raiding. Now the Huns advanced slowly, eradicating everything in their path. The Romans would reinstate the tribute, or they would be destroyed.
Close, button. Chat input M, R. Chat input box, chat A, I. Chat input box, aegis. Chat input box, D, Y, U, H, O. Shift left, Control X, Control V, Control V. Control. Chat input box. Chat input control chat input box. How do you turn this on?
Our shipyards. We will pay you 500 gold to cease these attacks. Crush you, Hans. Will 500 more gold stay your hand? The Huns have torched Marcianopolis. Please take these 3,000 gold and just go away.
Constantinople. We are not equipped for a direct siege, though perhaps we can destroy their docks.
Chat input box. O, V, space, D, shift left, Control X. Chat input box. V, chat in, chat input box, Robin Hood. Continue, skip, button.
Who is this man? I asked. To threaten the Roman emperor. Titles such as emperor meant nothing to the Huns. Attila was not an appointed ruler, only the strongest among the Huns. The amenities of his office meant nothing to him. While his chieftains and council ate off of silver plates, Attila's own plate and goblet were hewn from simple wood. His Syrian guards had jewels on their sword hilts, and their cloaks were clasped with gold. But Attila showed no such affectations. He was interested only in conquest. Some said that he was trying to build a legacy to rival that of Alexander the Great. All of the barbarians wanted to possess Rome, as if it would buy them instant legitimacy as a world-spanning empire. Unlike most of the other barbarians, however, Attila was actually going to get his chance.
Player, button. Okay. Devon 2-0, Marciano, return to campaign, back, AI difficulty, drop down, collapsed, selected, 4. A barbarian betrothal, button, skip,
The Western
button.
Roman Emperor had a sister named Honoria, who, after weary years of confinement to her parlor, made the preposterous decision to send a letter to Attila the Hun. She asked him to marry her. One suspects Honoria did not know what she was getting into. Attila was plentifully supplied with wives, but he immediately saw the advantage that such a union could put him. Suddenly, his plans changed. He would not invade the Eastern Roman Empire at Constantinople, but the Western Empire at Rome. Indeed, he claimed half of the Western Empire as his dowry. Attila sent the Huns to march across the Rhine River and made alliances with the other barbarian chieftains. Some, namely the Burgundians and Ostrogoths, joined the Hunnic Confederation, while others, such as the Visigoths, sought to seek Roman favor by opposing the Huns. When Attila entered the Roman province of Gaul, he could claim that he merely sought by force what was his by right of betrothal to Honoria.
Close, button.
Our force.
Chat input box. M. R. Chat E. Chat in. Chat E. S. O. Back. R. Space. Shift left. Shift left. Control B. Control B. Chat input. Chat input box. I. N. O. D. Shift left. Chat in. Chat input box. C. S. T. Space. M. S. Shift left. Control B. Chat input box. Chat in. Control B. Chat input. Control B. Backspace. R. Backspace. M. J. K. Shift left. Control B. Control B. Chat in. Control B. Chat input box. Lumberjack.
Timo. Bihimbay.
Bihimbay. Amr Mindu.
Amr Mindu. Timo Smoy. Meditation. Team Twitter. Motcho.
Chat input L. Backspace. L. K. E. T. H. Chat input box. Black Death.
Second.
Zaza. Motchin. Timo. Motchin.
Amr Mindu. Motcho. Motchen. Motchaza. Motchen. Motchen.
Bisschen bald. Süte. Zaza. Bartachchen. Bartachchen.
Timo, Motchen. Süte. Urbatchen.
Zachel. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Time. Bartachchen. Die Bosboja. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Südi Bosboja. Time. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Hamur Mindu. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Bartachchen. Zaza. Bartachchen. Bartachchen.
Sorgasos. Bondroy.
Chat input box. Backspace. Backspace. Space. What? U. T. Space. Shift left. Shift left. Control. Chat input. Control. V. Chat. Control. V. Chat input. Control V. Chat input box. Chat input box. How do you turn this on? Button. Chat input control. Chat input control. Chat input box. How do you turn this on? Chat input box. Space. Backspace. Space. N. R. Chat input box. IR winner. Continue. Button. Skip.
The old
Button.
priest hung his head as he related what happened next, and I could tell the weight of the memories caused him great sorrow. Attila would stop at nothing until he reached his fiancée Honoria and his goal of ruling the Roman Empire. The ravaging of Gaul was unprecedented. Their bodies torn asunder by wild horses, or their bones crushed under the weight of rolling wagons. Their unburied limbs were abandoned on the public roads as prey for dogs. Heads and stakes stretched from Gaul clear back to the Danube, from whence the Huns had come. They lay siege to Orleans, for Attila had learned much of siege-craft since he had faced the walls of Constantinople. But as the Huns set to their fell task, a great cloud of dust appeared on the horizon. Aetius and the Roman army had come.
Devon 20224066. 1 of 5. OK. Button. Return to camp. Back. Button. AI dip. AI 6. The fall of Rome. Button. Skip. Button.
As far as Attila was concerned, Honoria was waiting with open arms in Rome. The very next year, partially recovered from his losses, Attila turned his attention to Italy. The Huns crossed the Alps and moved down the Italian peninsula, launching another great invasion that terrorized the inhabitants of the Western Roman Empire. He meant to take Rome and crown himself emperor. This was not the Rome of Caesar, mind you, but a withering Rome, beaten from earthquakes and barbarian wars. And this time, there was no General Aetius to hold off the Huns' savagery.
Defeat me. Int. Close. Button. Chat input box. M. R. Chat E. I. Chat input box. Chat input box. Chat input box. C. N. Shift left. Shift left. Control V. Chat input box. O. N. O. Shift left. Shift left. Control. Chat input box. E. S. K. I. Y. S. Shift down. Shift left. Control V. Chat input box. U. J. K. Shift left. V. Chat input box. Chat input box. Chat input B K E H. Chat input box. Black Death. Chat input box. H. Backspace. D. What? T. Space. Backspace. H. O. Shift left. Shift left. Chat input box. D. What? U. N. H. S. Space. N. Shift left. Control B. Chat input box. Chat input box. Chat input box. Objectives. Diplomacy. Button. Adalama, diplomacy, button. Button.
Attila, before we pursue this wanton bloodshed any further, we request that you come personally to a meeting with Pope Leo I in Rome.
Button. Button. Button. Button. Button.
Timo. Matching.
Button.
Attila, might I have a word with you in private?
Pope Leo I. Attila, might I have a word with you in private, please? You are continue. Button. Skip. Button.
The city of Aquileia at the tip of the Adriatic was wiped off the face of the earth. The fugitives from that pitiful city took refuge among the islands, marshes, and lagoons at the head of the Adriatic Sea, and there founded the town of Venetia, or Venice. But what of the Pope? I asked. No one knows what Saint Leo said to the Hun king, but that very day, Attila turned his army around and started back for the Hun lands on the Danube. Attila the Hun died shortly thereafter. Since he had failed to claim Rome, he could not have Honoria, and instead brought another wife into his harem. On his wedding night, Attila suffered a nosebleed and choked to death. For a man who had boasted that, "Where my horse has trodden, no grass grows," it was a curiously anticlimactic day. The Hunnic warriors cut their hair and gashed their faces, so that the king should be lamented not by tears of maidens, but by the blood of warriors. Attila's bloody reign of conquest lasted 19 long years. Father Armand was silent for a long time. He glanced over at the head on a stake. "A Hunnic trophy," he said. "I think the man was a Visigoth. He died at the Battle of the Catalonian Fields. I keep it here so that I may see it every day and remember." "Remember what, Father?" I asked him. The scent of a burning village, the sound of butchery, the way peasants would flee before the Hun riders, the way we would ride them down, the way it felt to conquer alongside Attila and the Huns. He leaned so close I could feel his breath. Sometimes I miss him.
Verona, 4 of 6. OK, button. Return to camp, back, button. Return to main menu, button. Mod, exit, button.